Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're all about vibrant energy and captivating beauty. We're diving into Moroccan interior design.
Sounds amazing.
It is, and get this, our guide is this super in-depth article. It's called Moroccan Interior Design, a journey through vibrant colors, intricate patterns, and exotic textiles.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Right. But it's perfect because it's like having a personal guide to unlock the secrets of the style and figure out how to bring, that magic into our own homes.
I love that. And what's so cool about Moroccan design is that it's like this awesome mix of different cultural influences. Like we're talking Arab,
Yeah.
Berber, Moorish, Islamic, all these traditions blended together.
Yeah, it's super unique. It makes you think like Moroccan design is not just about how it looks, right?
Yeah.
It's deeper.
Totally. It's like a reflection of history, a whole way of life even.
Yeah.
And you can really see that in their architecture, especially in those traditional ryads.
Ryads.
Yeah, these houses built around a courtyard, like a private oasis.
Oh,
Yeah, and they're designed to bring in light and nature. It's like even in modern Moroccan interiors, you still see that focus on the inside and outside being in harmony.
so like bringing the outdoors in.
Exactly. That connection is key.
All right, but let's talk about something that just pops out in Moroccan design. Those vibrant colors. I mean, this article mentions ruby reds, cobalt blues, emerald greens. It's a lot.
It's definitely a feast for the eyes.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is they use color very strategically. It's about using those deep, saturated hues to create drama.
Oh, so there's a method to the madness.
Exactly. They often contrast shades to add depth and make it more complex, but it always feels warm and opulent, never jarring.
It's not just like throwing a bunch of bright colors together.
Nope, there's a real art to it. Think about the colors of a Moroccan marketplace or those sun-drenched landscapes. Those colors are echoed in their interiors, and it just brings that same energy into a home.
Makes sense. Like you said, bringing the outdoors in, but in a super stylish way. Okay, then there are those patterns. The tile work, the carved wood, the details. It's everywhere.
Yeah, those patterns are something else, and they're not just there to look pretty, they're tied to Morocco's art history and often have meanings behind them.
No way.
Yeah, take the Zellige tiles, for example. Each one is hand-cut, glazed. Then they arrange them in these geometric patterns that have been passed down for generations.
Wow, so much work goes into each tile. What kind of patterns are we talking about?
You'll see a lot of geometric shapes like the star and cross.
Yeah.
It represents harmony and balance.
Interesting.
Oh, and there's the breath of the compassionate pattern. It's supposed to invite in good energy. It's amazing how they use these patterns to create a sense of movement, adding another layer to the whole look.
Yeah, it's like every detail is thought out. And speaking of details, the textiles. Silks, velvets, cottons with embroidery, metallic threads, prints. It's like they use textiles on everything.
You're not kidding. They play a huge role in Moroccan design, but it's not just about the colors and patterns. It's how they use them. They drape them over furniture, cover windows, even put them on the walls. Each piece adds texture and warmth and often tells a story of their culture and craftsmanship.
But with so much going on, doesn't it get overwhelming? Like, how do you pull it all together without it being too much?
Yeah, that's where layering comes in. You start with a neutral base. Think like soft whites, beiges, or light grays for your walls. It lets those richer colors and patterns stand out without feeling like too much.
Oh, smart.
Then you layer in the tiles, textiles, the carved wood. You build up the visual interest bit by bit.
Sounds like a balancing act.
It is. But when it's done right, it creates a space that is both stunning and inviting. Just picture a room lit by the soft glow of a brass lantern with silk cushions on a hand-woven rug. The textures and patterns all play off each other, and it creates this sensory experience that's both luxurious and grounding.
Okay, I'm starting to see how it all comes together, but what about that warmth? That inviting atmosphere that seems so typical of Moroccan interiors. Is that just the textiles?
The textiles definitely help, but lighting is key too.
Oh, yeah, the lanterns.
Exactly.
Hmm.
They're not just about light, they're like works of art, often made from intricately perforated metal or colored glass. They cast these amazing patterns of light and shadow. And then there are the candle holders, floor lamps. They all work together to create that mysterious, romantic feel.
So it's like layering the lighting too, just like the textiles and patterns.
Exactly. Creating depth and dimension, using light to highlight things and set the mood.
I like it. And we can't forget those handcrafted treasures. The brass trays, carved wood screens, the mirrors.
Ah, yes. Those add a sense of history, of authenticity, right?
Definitely.
And they provide a tactile connection. You can imagine running your hand over a carved screen or catching a glimpse of yourself in an antique brass mirror. They bring soul to a space.
It's like each piece has a story. I'm feeling inspired to add a bit of Morocco to my own place. But where do I even begin? I mean, it can feel kind of overwhelming, right? Where do you start with a style that's like so rich and layered?
Well, the cool thing is Moroccan design is super adaptable. You don't have to like turn your whole house into a riad to get that vibe. You can start small, maybe just a room or even a corner.
So, how do you choose what to focus on?
I think about the feeling you want,
Yeah.
you know? Like, do you want it cozy and intimate or more vibrant and energetic? Once you've got that mood, you can pick pieces that fit.
Okay, so like if I wanted a cozy reading nook, maybe a comfy armchair with a nice throw, some lanterns for that soft light, a side table with books and a candle.
Perfect. And you could add a hand-woven rug with a geometric pattern for some texture and warmth, maybe even a carved wooden screen to make it feel enclosed and private,
Oh, I love those screens. They're so pretty and useful.
aren't they? You can use them to divide a space, create a focal point, or just add some visual interest. And there are so many styles, from simple geometric designs to those intricate floral ones.
It's like having a piece of Moroccan architecture right in your home. You know, the article mentioned something about traditional Moroccan homes having this flow between inside and outside.
Oh, absolutely. In Morocco, the lines between the two are kind of blurred. They design homes to embrace nature, like with courtyards, fountains, and gardens that are part of the living space.
It sounds so peaceful and inviting, but what if you don't have a courtyard or a garden? Can you still get that feeling?
For sure. You could do it in smaller ways,
Hmm.
like add some potted plants to your living room, or create a transition with a sliding glass door that opens onto a balcony or patio.
So even a small balcony can become like a mini Moroccan oasis.
Exactly.
I like that. What about water features? You mentioned fountains earlier.
Yeah, water is a big deal in Moroccan design. It represents purity, serenity, even abundance. Even a small tabletop fountain can bring a sense of calm to a space.
And the sound of running water is so relaxing. Okay, let's talk sourcing. I bet a lot of people are wondering where to find those unique pieces that'll really make their Moroccan-inspired designs come to life.
Well, if you ever get the chance to go to Morocco, you have to hit up those local souks and markets.
I bet.
Seriously, you'll find amazing handcrafted stuff. Textiles, ceramics, metalwork, leather goods, everything.
I can only imagine the colors, the smells, the sounds. But for those of us not hopping on a plane to Morocco anytime soon, are there other ways to get authentic pieces?
Of course. Lots of online stores and specialty shops have a curated selection of Moroccan decor. Just do your research and go with places that are known for ethical sourcing and fair trade.
That's so important. We want to support the artisans, not, contribute to anything shady. Speaking of conscious choices, what about sustainability? How can we incorporate Moroccan design and still be eco-friendly?
That's a great question. Sustainability is huge in design these days, and that includes Moroccan design. There are a few ways to go about it. First, think about the materials. Opt for natural, durable stuff like wood, wool, and cotton.
So like a vintage Moroccan rug instead of something synthetic.
Exactly. And with wood, look for reclaimed or sustainably harvested pieces. You can even use recycled or upcycled stuff. Like old Moroccan textiles could be turned into new cushions or throws.
I love that. Giving old things a new life, it adds so much character to a space. You know, the article mentioned that Moroccan design is always changing. What are some of the modern takes on this style?
Well, one big trend is mixing traditional Moroccan stuff with contemporary design.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you might see a minimalist living room with a few Moroccan accents, maybe some zillage tiles in the kitchen, or a Moroccan pendant light over the dining table.
I can see that. It's like blending the old and the new.
Exactly. And that's what lets you personalize the look, make it fit your taste.
So it's all about making a space that feels authentically you, right?
Absolutely. Moroccan design is all about being yourself and celebrating the beauty and imperfection. There are no hard and fast rules. It's about finding what speaks to you and creating a space that shows your personal style and values.
You know, we've talked a lot about how Moroccan design looks, the colors, the patterns, the textures. But what about the other senses? How do they fit in?
You're right. It's a total sensory experience. It's not just what you see, but what you smell, hear, touch. Think about the scent of spices and incense, the sound of their traditional music, the feel of soft textiles under your hand.
It's like a full-on immersion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so captivating. It's like you're transported to another place and time, another culture.
I'm getting a whole new appreciation for Moroccan design now. It's way more than just a bunch of pretty things. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, a celebration of beauty, and, well, sensuality.
And it's a style that anyone can enjoy no matter their background or budget. You can go all in or just add a few touches.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works for you and having fun.
Speaking of fun, the article mentioned something about using technology in Moroccan interiors. That sounds a little weird to me, to be
I
honest.
know, right? It seems like an odd mix. But think about it. Tech can actually make these spaces better and more comfortable without messing up their traditional charm.
Okay, give me an example. How would you even do that and make it feel authentic?
Well, one popular way is smart lighting. Imagine your lights programmed to subtly highlight those gorgeous details, like the carved wood or the intricate tile work. You could even have different lighting moods, soft and romantic for a cozy night, or bright and festive for when you have people over.
So it's like tech can actually boost the drama and mood.
Absolutely. And it can help protect those delicate natural materials that are often used. Smart thermostats can keep the temperature and humidity just right so those textiles and carvings don't get damaged.
So you get the beauty and comfort of a traditional space, but with the convenience and control of modern tech. Exactly. And it's not just lights and temperature. You could have a hidden sound system to play traditional Moroccan music, or use a smart projector for movie nights.
Wow, I'm really seeing how technology can make Moroccan design even better without, taking away from its authenticity. It's like finding that balance between tradition and innovation. So, after this deep dive into Moroccan interior design, what are the big takeaways for everyone listening? Where do they start?
Well, first off, don't be afraid to try stuff. Moroccan design is all about going for bold colors, textures, and patterns. But remember, balance is key.
Right, we don't want anyone's home looking like a cluttered market.
Exactly. And think of it like a journey of layering. Start with maybe a statement piece of furniture or a bold rug. Then slowly bring in those Moroccan details. The tiles, the carved wood, the textiles, to create a space that feels like you've collected these things over time.
It's like building a story, layer by layer.
That's a great way to put it. And don't forget about lighting. It's so important to set the mood. Experiment with lanterns, candles, and lamps to get that warm glow we talked about.
And what about those handcrafted items? They can be pricey, but they add so much character.
They do. Find pieces that you connect with, whether it's a beautiful screen, a hand-painted bowl, or a vintage rug. And remember, these things often have a story, so ask about their origins and history.
It's like bringing a piece of Morocco right into your living room. And speaking of sourcing, any tips for finding authentic Moroccan decor?
Well, if you're lucky enough to travel to Morocco, those markets, those souks, are a must visit. The craftsmanship there is amazing. You'll find textiles, ceramics, metalwork, leather goods. It's incredible.
Oh, I bet. But for those of us staying put, any other options?
Definitely. You can find a lot online and in specialty stores that focus on authentic Moroccan decor. The key is to do a little research and make sure they're sourcing ethically and supporting fair trade.
Makes sense. Got to be conscious of where things come from. And speaking of conscious choices, what about sustainability? How can we be eco-friendly with our Moroccan design?
That's such a good point. Look for vendors and artisans who are all about ethical sourcing and fair trade. And like we said earlier, think about using recycled or upcycled stuff, reclaimed wood for a table, or vintage Moroccan textiles turned into pillows.
I love that idea, repurposing and giving things a new life. Now, Moroccan design is often pretty ornate and elaborate, but what about those of us who are more into minimalist styles?
That's where modern Moroccan design shines. You can totally incorporate those elements without going full-on traditional. Think about a simpler color palette, clean lines, simple shapes, and just a few key Moroccan accents.
So maybe a modern sofa with some colorful Moroccan poufs, or a minimalist dining table with the statement Moroccan rug.
Exactly. Find that balance that fits your personal style. And don't be afraid to mix things up. Moroccan design is super versatile, blended with bohemian, Scandinavian, even industrial styles if you like.
So many possibilities. One thing I'm really excited about is incorporating technology into Moroccan design.
I know, it's cool how technology can actually make those spaces more livable and comfortable without losing that aesthetic charm.
The article talked about using automated lighting to highlight those architectural details, right?
Yeah. Imagine a lighting system that subtly illuminates those carved wood panels or creates this warm glow around the zealage tile work. And smart thermostats can help keep the temperature and humidity just right, which protects those delicate natural materials.
So it's like technology working behind the scenes to preserve the beauty of the space.
Exactly. And think about entertainment. You could have a hidden sound system in your Moroccan-inspired living room or a cozy media nook with a projector screen.
That's amazing, all the comforts of modern tech, but surrounded by the beauty and charm of Moroccan design. Best of both worlds.
It is. And it shows how design is always evolving. People are really embracing the idea of blending traditional elements with modern conveniences to make spaces that are stylish and functional.
Like a fusion of past and present.
Exactly. And as we think more about sustainability, it's cool to see how Moroccan design is adapting to use eco-friendly materials and practices.
Absolutely. Locally sourced textiles, reclaimed wood, energy-efficient lighting, smart home tech. There are so many ways to create a Moroccan-inspired space that is beautiful and responsible.
And let's not forget the most important part, making it your own.
Right. It's your home, your sanctuary. Fill it with things that you love and that reflect you.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to experiment, mix and match, break the rules a little, love a color, use it, have a family heirloom, find a way to incorporate it.
It's about creating a space that feels authentically you. And remember, Moroccan design is all about embracing imperfection and celebrating those handcrafted pieces.
It's about creating a space that feels lived in, loved, and full of stories. That's what makes a home truly special.
We've covered so much in this deep dive into Moroccan design. I'm so inspired to bring some of these elements into my own home.
Me too. And honestly, we've just scratched the surface. There's
Yeah.
always more to discover, more to learn, more to be inspired by.
You're absolutely right. That's what makes this journey so exciting. But before we go, one final thought for our listeners. We talked a lot about how Moroccan design reflects this incredible blend of cultures. But we all have our own unique story, our own background, our own style. So how can we each take inspiration from Moroccan design with all its beauty and richness and weave it into a space that reflects our own personal journey and our own cultural influences?
That's such a great question. It's a challenge to go beyond just copying a style and use it as a starting point for expressing ourselves.
Exactly. Maybe it's incorporating a family heirloom into a Moroccan-inspired space, or choosing colors and patterns that connect with your heritage. Or maybe it's about finding ways to bring nature in, even if you're in a busy city.
Or maybe it's as simple as using those Moroccan design principles like layering and texture to create a space that feels uniquely yours. It's about finding those personal connections and making this beautiful style your own.
It's been such a pleasure exploring the world of Moroccan interior design with you and with everyone listening.
The pleasure was all mine. And to all our listeners, keep exploring this amazing design world. Don't be afraid to experiment, get creative, and let your style shine. Until next time, happy decorating.